Hello guys, welcome to First Step Future India. In this video, we're going to see about Class 6 NCERT book, Our Past One, in that Chapter 3, in the earliest cities. So this lesson is very important not only for the prelims examination or any competitive examination, but also for mains, because whenever they ask about Harappan civilization, when they compare Harappan civilization with at present normal modern urban lifestyle, this lesson or the infos in this lesson plays a vital role. So what we're going to see in this lesson is story of Harappa, how we found Harappa, why we named it as an Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization, and what are the special features of these sites. And here they have named some important sites and major remains, how we studied about them, and their settlements like house, drainage, street, how it was constructed, and their life, how they ruled, how they coexisted, what were their lifestyle, everything explained over here. And the materials or remains or the tools, weapons, how they used, what they used, everything is in here, and the raw materials which were used to produce or manufacture those tools, and the food or habitat, how people lived, and some of the sites and its unique features. Finally, how their civilization ended, what made them extinct. So this is what we're going to see in this lesson. Let's see one by one. The initial story of finding Harappa is started around 150 years ago. So during that time, when Britishers were ruling India, they laid the railway construction, that is railway roads. For constructing railway routes, they destroyed many forests, village and places so that they can lay the railway route from India to Britain, so that the raw materials can be transported from India to Britain, as well as the finished goods can be transported from British to India. So it is a big success or big profit based act of Britishers in India. So while constructing the railway route, they are out of the raw material to construct the railway route. So what they did is they searched for the raw materials in and around the places in present day Pakistan. There they found a place which is an abandoned site, which contains very old buildings and abandoned buildings. So Britishers saw that as an opportunity, or the raw materials using they can build the railway route, which is cost effective also. So they started destroying those abandoned building or old sites, and they started constructing the railway route. This is how the Harappa was first discovered, but they didn't realize that it is a history of Indians or our ancestors sites or civilization. They saw only it as a source for the railway construction. Around 80 years ago, our archaeologists have found these abandoned buildings or these sites which were used for the railway construction is not abandoned cities. These are cities of early civilization, that is the history of our past. So they discovered Harappa as the first city. Since it is the first city to find about our past, we named the similar civilization as a Harappan civilization. This Harappan civilization is also called Indus Valley civilization because most of the settlements are nearby Indus. Thus, both are same only. When they call Harappan civilization, Indus Valley civilization, both are same. So, the discovery was made around 80 years ago, and the age of this civilization is found to be 4,700 years ago. So, this is how we found Harappa. And when we found these cities, we saw certain patterns or how the construction was made in early 4,700 years ago. There were two types of settlements. The first one is in west and the second one is in east. The east settlement is comparatively larger than west, but the buildings in western settlement had more facilities or special features compared to east. So this small or very advanced settlement is called citadel, whereas the east is called lower town. We can say that By just seeing the construction over this place, the rulers or the higher group of people lived in the western settlement, that is called citadel, and the normal ordinary people were resided in eastern settlement called lower town. These constructions were made by baked brick, and they were constructed in the interlocking pattern. In the citadel, we can see special buildings like Great Bath. So the best example for Great Bath is Mohenjo-daro. Please make a note of it. So Great Bath is nothing but a special place, special person to take bath on a special occasion. So this is artificially made area. Next page we can see the picture of it. And as well as in citadel of Kalibangan, Lothal, we can see the fire altars. These fire altars are evidence that they believed in sacrifices and they used fire in major way. Also in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Lothal, there were storehouses also. So this indicates that they had surplus amount of material to store. So they had very good life or agriculture produce or practices. So let us see some of the major sites that has been found. Harappa, Rakhi Garki, Kalibangan, Ganveriwala, Chowhundaro, Mohenjo-daro, Satkako, Dholavira, Surkotada, Lothal. So here you can see most of the settlements were nearby Indus. That is why it is called as Indus Valley Civilization. And these sites are very important. Just see where the state it belongs to. So majorly these all belongs to the Pakistan, and these are in Gujarat, and here it is nearby Punjab and everything. So this has been given clearly here. So in Pakistan the cities are majorly in Punjab and Sindh, and in India it is nearby Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab. And the remains how we studied about them were the red pottery with the black designs, stone weights used as a measurement, seal has been used on the goods, and special beads as an ornament, copper tools for making weapons, vessels and everything, parallel side long blade stones or long stone blades. Again it is a weapon. So if you understood this, first we saw it as an abandoned building. Again we studied about these places. There we can saw the settlements were in two types. The first one is citadel and the second one is lower town. Thus in citadel, the important persons or higher priority of people were lived like the rulers, and the lower town were lived by the normal people. And in citadel we can see special features like the great bath, storehouses, and we saw the fire altars too. And these are the some of the sites in the map that has been given. So this picture is the great bath. Here you can see this is where the water used to be filled manually, and these are the steps to get in and out, and there are changing rooms in and around also. So these are the special features, important site in Mohenjo-daro. Let us see how normally people or the houses of people were built. It has 1 or 2 stories height. Stories height is nothing but, like we say first floor, second floor, no, like that the height is in 1 or 2 stories. And they had separate bath area and wells. This means that they gave more priority to the privacy. They had separate bathing area. And the most important feature of the Harappan civilization is covered drains. They gave more importance to the sanitary. So well planned city and well planned drainage system has been observed over here. Even today we can't build such a planned city. That is what they used to say about the Harappan civilization. So the largest drain was connected by the smallest drains, and these sewages they are collected and drained outside their settlement. So this is what has been given here. And in these drainage system there was inspection holes also. So to inspect, to clean, they had proper channel. And another major important thing in the settlement is all the 3 houses, drains and streets are constructed at the same time. It's not like first the house has been built and the drainage and then the streets. The house, drain, streets all together were planned and constructed. So the major feature of Harappan is they had separate bathing area. This indicates they gave more importance to the privacy, and they used well connected and well planned drains, and their house, street, drain all were built at the same time. So it is very well planned construction. Also we can see there were separate wells for each house. Even today in certain parts of our country have separate wells per houses, right? So this and all practiced for about 4700 years ago, and still we are using the same patterns or same form of life. Let us see what was the life in the city. As I have told you, the city was well planned, right? And they saying this plans was made by rulers, and to construct these plans they had metal, precious stones and other materials transported from the distant land, which means the export and imports were done even during that time, that is 4700 years ago. Also the transportation and trading were done. Also they kept gold, silver and beautiful beads for themselves. This place not only had the rulers, they also had scribes, the people who can read and write, also craftsperson, and they found terracotta toys where the children might be used for their play. So this is the picture of well, and this is the drainage system, and these are the terracotta toys, and this is the seed with the script on it, as well as the animal is carved over it. I hope you got the clarity. Now let us see what are the materials or the tools they used. So they used stone, shell, metal as their tools. So metal in the sense copper, bronze, gold, silver. So this copper, bronze, gold, silver are used as an ornament as well as for the vessel making, but the copper and bronze especially used for weapon making as well as making tools. See, this is the stone weight used as a measurement like today's weighing balance, and the beads that has made into the shape as they want, like this, and these are the stones that has been carved as a blade or shaped into blade form, and there are also evidence that they used cotton or embroidered cloth, and they also used pots which are designed with black or black designs on it. The usage of cotton started from around 7000 years ago. So this is very important. So we using cotton 7000 years ago, and the evidence is from Mohenjo-daro. In Mohenjo-daro we found spindle wheels. Spindle wheels are nothing but the tool that are used to spin thread, and this tool is made up of terracotta or faience. What is faience? Faience are artificial or human made material when gum and sand are shaped together, or the gum with quartz are shaped together. So this material used to make objects. The color of this material is either blue or sea green, and these faience are also used to make beads, bangles, earrings and tiny vessels. So this is the artificial material made by human by combining gum and sand or gum and quartz. There are also people called as specialists, that is the person who are very specialized in making certain objects like stone cutting, polishing beads and carving seals, everything. But we are not clear whether this is men alone or women alone or both. That is, these craftsmen, rulers and specialists are either men or women, or both men and women are in same position. We are not very clear about it. And what are the raw materials which are converted or used into these tools or materials. So copper, tin, gold, silver, precious stones were the raw materials the Harappans used. The copper they collected from the present day Rajasthan and also from the Oman. The Oman is in West Asia. And there is a bronze, which is the combination of copper and tin. So when we combine copper and tin, we get bronze. And this is found majorly in Afghanistan, present day Afghanistan and Iran. And gold is majorly from the present day Karnataka, and precious stones are found from Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. So these were the raw materials used by the early humans or ancient people. And this is a plough which used for the agriculture purpose. And what type of food or what type of habituation we had. Just like today, the city people were dependent on farmers and herders. So the agriculture major products of these farmers and herders were wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed and mustard. So they had specific irrigation system as well as the agriculture tools like plough. Irrigation system contains storage of water used for the field to irrigate the land and for the agriculture. Harappans also reared the cattle, sheep, goat and buffalo. And they had different lifestyles for summer and winter. And there are evidence that they also collected fruits like bear, and they do fishing, also hunted the animals like antelope. Let us see some unique features of Dholvira. So the city of Dholvira, it is located nearby Rann of Kutch. This land had both freshwater as well as the fertile soil, and the most unique thing that can be seen in Dholvira site is it has massive stone walls with the entrance or gateway, and it has large open area for the public ceremony, and also large letter of Harappan script were carved on the white stone or inlaid in woods. That is, the area of Dholvira were separated into 3 places with large gateways and stone walls, and there were open areas for ceremonies to take place, and the large letter of Harappan script were carved on the white stone and woods. This is the most unique feature of Dholvira. Just make note of it. And the city of Lothal nearby the Sabarmati in Gujarat region had semi-precious stones. That is, this makes that the objects like stone, shells, metals were found here in the storehouse of the city. Also, they had dockyard in Lothal. And along with the storehouses, there were workshop also. So in this workshop, they made the beautiful pieces of ornaments and tool making. And as I have told you before, the goods were sealed with the impression that had the animal and scripts on it. And let us now see how this civilization ended and when it was ended. So it ended around 3900 years ago. So the sites which was aged around 3500 years ago had no big writings, seals, weights. This indicates that the civilization started to collapse. And in Mohenjo-daro, certain sites indicates that the garbage were piled up, which means the drainage system is not that good. The sanitary was not maintained, and the drainage system also broken in certain places. Well constructed streets has been converted into less impressive houses. So they didn't follow the old patterns. Their lifestyle or way of living has been degraded. The reasons for this degradation are said to be deforestation. For the usage of metals, the smelting of copper ores is very important. For the smelting, we need energy So they might have used forest as a material, and the deforestation might have increased. That destroyed the green cover, and that leads to the flood, famine and drought. This triggers the end of their civilization. These might be the reason why the Indus Valley or Harappan civilization has got ended. So when the flood, loss of food, green cover, famine happened, the people would have emigrated from that place. Thus the places become abandoned, and then around 1400 years later the new cities were emerged. We saw mummy movie and all, right? So the mummies which are buried in the pyramid have their clothes, food, and even some of their serving men and women are buried along with them, so that they can be used, or that will be used by the rulers after their death, or life after death beliefs. So this is the content of this lesson. I hope you got the clarity. So this is one important timeline. 7,000 years ago we started cotton cultivation. 4,700 years ago the beginning of cities happened, and the end of those cities started around 3,900 years ago, and the new cities were developed in 2,500 years ago. So this lesson is all about. Study well. If you like the video, hit the like button. Share this video with the very serious aspirants just like you. Subscribe the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and all the very best for your preparation. See you in the next video.